I finally had something to myself, and I was proud of my hard work. 3 years went by, and I ended up opening another shop at a busy location that I was fortunate enough to get. I also started selling used cars and ended up being profitable with that as well. I was doing well for myself, and I would call myself very successful for my age. Recently I got a call from my other location that someone was looking for me, and it was my parents and my sister. I hadn't heard of these people in years, and all three of them just showed up to my shop unexpectedly. I drove 15 minutes until I arrived at my other shop and saw them waiting inside the lobby. They saw me, and my parents both hugged me and told me that they hadn't seen me in a while. My sister also hugged me as well and told me that she missed me. For a second, I thought that these people changed and they would try to make amends with me, but I was wrong. When I got into my office, my parents told me that I had grown very successful. I smiled and told them that it was through hard work and a lot of dedication. That's when they started explaining to me that my sister ended up dropping out of college and has been unemployed since. They continued telling me that my sister saw my mechanic's Instagram page on her suggestions and told them about it. I asked them what they wanted, in which they told me that I should give my business to my sister. I looked at them speechless and began laughing. "You must be joking," I said. My dad looked at me with a blank stare and said that I could still work as a mechanic, but my sister would just be the boss instead of me. My spoiled sister is demanding I give up my company because my parents told her she could update. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I looked at them in total disbelief and asked them if all of them were thinking correctly. I asked them in what universe would it be fine to give my little sister the business I worked hard for. As I continued yelling at them, I heard my spoiled little sister getting ready to throw a tantrum. She started crying and looking at my dad with her sad little puppy eyes. She told my dad about how she didn't have a job and how my dad promised her to make her a boss. I looked at my dad angrily and told him why she's raising her like this. I told him that if my sister wanted to become her own boss, then she's free to start her own. My dad yelled back, trying to lecture me, telling me that I should help out my family. I told all of them to fuck off and leave my shop. Once I said that, my sister began crying and throwing a tantrum. Mind you that this is a 23-year-old grown woman, crying because someone won't give her a company she didn't work for. I told them to leave and that I didn't want to see them ever again. I thought that would be the end of it, until the following week. I arrived to drop off lunch for my workers because they were hungry, and to my surprise my sister was inside my office. She was sitting down at my chair and asked me what I was doing here. I looked at her angrily and told her to get out of my shop immediately or I will call the cops. She argued with me that my dad told her that I agreed to their demands and make her the new boss. I took a quick breath and told her firmly. I told her to leave now, or I'm calling the cops. She didn't budge, so I ended up calling the cops on her, explaining my situation. Despite their arrival, my sister still claimed she had every right to be there. They had no choice but to arrest her for trespassing on my property. After the arrest, I had legal action to make sure she doesn't bother me again. I obtained a restraining order and had legal boundaries in place to protect me and my business. My parents called me afterwards yelling at me. I told them all to go to hell and to have fun in the retirement home once they're old because my sister won't be there for them.